Hello, my name is Chandra Wadana Putra and ID number is 2021010600012. And this video I want to explain about theory translation. Okay, first, what is translation? Translation by dictionary definition consists of changing from one statement or from to another language. A translation is a text a, a text derived from another text in another language. Okay, translation and interpreting. Interpreting and translation are two closely related linguistic disciplines. The interpreter translates orally, while a translator interprets write text. And the key skill of the translation are the ability to understand the source language and the culture of the country where the text original. Then using a good library of dictionary and reference material. The most important mark of the good translator is the ability to write well in the target language. An interpreter on the other hand must be able to translate the both direction of the spot without using dictionary or other supplemental reference material. Interpreter must have extraordinary listening ability, especially from simultaneous interpreting. Interpreter must also possess excellent public speaking skill and the intellectual capacity to instantly transfer idioms. Paraphrase his or her understanding of the meaning using the tool of the target language. However, just as you cannot explain a thought to someone if you did not fully understand that thought, neither can you translate or interpret something without mastery of the subject matter being related. The key of difference of the translation ah, sorry. The key difference is a translator work, work with written word, written words, and interpreter work with spoken word. And why is translation so important? First, only about 10% of people in the world speak English. There exists a larger opportunity to reach out to market other than the English speaking audience with the help of translation service. Second, internet adapting around the world increase. People are excited over the net much more than they did before. Hence, it is important to translate your web content into other language. And third, the money and major role language translation service we can see in business. How to find the right translation? A career in translation is a lucrative path to choose, especially if you study a field which is in much demand, such as Spanish, France, Germany, Russian, and Japanese. However, in order to make sure that you get the best of your translator service, you must spend time finding the right person to do this. Usually, people find people who speak the requirement language fluency because this because it is their mother tongue, but are also able to speak fluent English at the same time. However, in the ideal world, this would be more expensive process and would require some degree of networking. Translation expert. What is translation theory? Translation cannot be separated from theory. Theory is a basic in translation. Theory bases that provide the rule and meaning in the translation by which every translation can be measured. And the first translation theory according to translation expert Canford translation theory. Definition definite translation as the replace of textual material in one language by equivalent textual material in another language. Replacing textual material of the source language with textual material in the target text means translation have to replace anything related to the source text with something that's relevant in the target text. And second theory, Netmark translation. Definition by Netmark, Newmark. Translation is rendering the meaning of a text into another language in the way that the author intended the text. And the third, Nida and Tabor translation theory. Translation is rewriting of the message contained in the source language into the target language to find similarities. Psychology theory of translation is psychological theory relies upon psychology as the study of the development of language, and the classic literary study. They are mainly concerned with the comparison structure in the narrative and folk language, especially the function correspondence and the literary gender in addition to stylistic and rhetoric. And second, psychological theory. He primarily expansive the psychological and intellectual function of the main translation. Linguistic theory of translation according to Nina 1976 are based on the comparison of linguistic structure of the of the STS and TTS read that comparison of literary gender and stylistic feature of the psychological theory. Functional theory. The 1917 until 1980 witnessed a shift from statistic linguistic typological of translation and the emergence in Germany of functional and communication approach the analysis of translation. Text type theory build the concept of effluence, which is the milestone in the linguistic theory. Scopus theory. Scopus theory stresses the interactional pragmatic aspect of translation. Argument that the scope of the city shall be determined by the functional of scopus. Sociolinguistic theory. Their theory and the for the link translation to communicative theory and information theory. Interpreting theory. This theory original design of reflect the process which are influent in conference interpreting. Milran Illusion translation theory. Translation is basic a change of from 1984 according to Leeson. When we speak of the form language, we are referring to the actual word, paraphrase, sentence, paragraph, etc., which are spoken or written. Larson definition translation shall translate a text by transforming the semantic meaning of the source text into the target text. So it means even though the form of the source text changes, the meaning of the text is still same. British theory. British theory is a remove strategy of idea and thought from the source language to the other language in written or orally. Will translation theory. Translation is cognitive active and as intermediaries operating way in understanding the source text and ways that produce text back into the target language. Kind of translation. There are some kinds of translation. Roman Jacob defined translation into three intralingual translation, interlingual translation, and intersemiotic translation. Intralingual translation is the process of transforming a text into another text according to translator interpretation in the same language. And the second is interlingual translation, is transforming of source text message into the target language. The example of this translation is popular novel and short stories translation. Is translating this kind of text, translators sometimes delete difficult words of to understand, and the translator is free to paraphrase the sentence to make the reader judge the plot of the story. In the other words, adequate translation consists on flexible and smooth translation so the target reader are easy to catch the information in the text. Thank you for attention. See you.